YouTube, what is up? Welcome to the video. At the field today, starting off with some sprints, meaty sessions today. We got sprints, we got legs. Best days of the week. Best days of the week. Getting powerful, getting strong. This is what it's all about. Finally, sun is poking out. It's been raining here for like the last, I swear, 2 weeks. But weather's still good, still warm. It's still pop topping season, so you don't have to worry about putting a shirt on yet. But those days are coming. Not looking forward to it because it's beautiful out. But anyways, grass a little wet, but that doesn't stop us. So got some sprints today. Today, second sprint session of the week. So I'm gonna do, on Monday, I did some flying sprints, 4 flying sprints with a 30-yard build, and I did 4 40s. Today I'm gonna do 3 flying sprints, and then I'm gonna do a bunch of 20s. So kind of my sprint structure. I'll probably hit some max velocity, do a long warm-up, dynamic warm-up, really warm it up, and then hit like 3 flying sprints, some top speed. And then one day I'll probably do longer sprints, maybe between like 30 to 50 yards, and the other day shorter, maybe between like 15 to 30 yards. Come short accelerations, repeats. And then I'll do some plyos today, do some bounds and triple broad jumps or continuous broad jumps. So it should be a good session. Sun is poking out, actually it's beautiful. So yeah, we'll get this sprint session down. All right, just finished the warm up, and I'll put videos here, but I did some dynamic stretching and then triple switches. So you're going 1, 2, 3, hold it for a second, 1, 2, 3, so sticking it. And then I did a single switch with a skip. So you're switching once, but you're adding a little skip component to it. So a little more dynamic off the ground. And then to warm the hamstrings up, I'll do these scissor builds where you just, over the course of 30 yards, you're building up. So the first 10 yards, you're going nice and small scissors, 10 to 20, your medium scissors, and then 20 to 30 big, nice and big, trying to get as far as you can. And then before I get into the max velocity sprints, I like doing 15 yards of straight leg primes or straight leg bounds, and then into a 15 yard sprint at like 80 or 90%. So that's the warm up right there. About to get in these flying sprints. Gonna hit about 3 30-yard build, 10-yard fly, see how they feel, and then hit a bunch of 20 yards and then some jumping. Oh baby, I just crushed. Oh, it's like a foot farther. Let's go. Whoo-hoo. All right, session complete. Jumps, sprints. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. There is nothing better than a sprint session. I mean, the ability to go outside, obviously the weather's so nice, but the ability to go outside and just sprinting is just, it's so fun. It's not like mentally draining. You're like, oh, I gotta go do a sprint session. Like conditioning is. Conditioning, it's like, oh, that's gonna hurt. You dread it. Sprinting, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like you just get to run as hard as possible, and then you get to rest forever, because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you have to do. Fatigue is the enemy. It's all about max intent. It's so fun. You just max intent, it's about 5 seconds, and then you rest for like 2 to 4 minutes. It's awesome. So it's almost like doing a 1 rep max in the weight room, but not as mentally draining, because the 1 rep max, you gotta get psyched up to do it because you got some heavy ass weight. With a sprint, it's like, you don't have to get as psyched up, but you get to get that max output. So again, try to get sprints in your routine. If you're new to sprinting, maybe you're a former athlete or you haven't sprinted in years, again, start small, work your way up, and because the last thing you want to do is just come out here and rip a bunch of 40s. Hamstrings will fall off. Don't want that. Want to take your time. Just like anything, you have to ease back into it. I know even if you're a former athlete, but if it's been years, take your time. Now, if you're an athlete or you're someone who has been sprinting, or you're lifting, you're a bodybuilder, whatever it is, and you want to add sprints, or you've been sprinting, gradually build it up, let it rip, because there is nothing better than a freaking sprint session. And jumping, being explosive. These are my favorite days. This is what, when I think of lifting, when I think of training, it's these days where I sprint and then I get to go hit legs later today. It's a lot, but it's fun, and it's power, strength, speed. It's it's what it's all about. So that was a good session there. Again, some flying sprints, trying to reach max speed, and then a bunch of 20-yard accels, really working on accelerating out, and then those bounds, almost like a deer running, that over-exaggerated run, and then those those were 5 jumps, 15 yards, trying to get as far as possible. So that was full session, super fun. Again, get into sprints. Sprints are good for you. All right, back from that sprint session, got lunch right here, whipped it up. Got this chicken, so I actually came in here, second time trying it. It's called like Adaptable Meats, but it's just pre-barbecued, so it's just chicken breast, Kansas City barbecue style, but great macros, or chicken macros, so which are always great, just with a little barbecue on it. And then threw it on some Dave's Killer Bread. These are awesome, these whole grain bread, like 150 calories per, and then just a little lettuce, little pickle on top, 2 of those guys, and then I just got some, just did some pepper. I had some leftover peppers and onions, so just threw those on the side, get a little vegetable in. But meal number 2, good little meal here. These sandwiches I've been crushing. Been loving these sandwiches the last couple weeks, just throwing chicken on bread. Can't go wrong with that. All right, pre-gym meal. We got the granola, honey, yogurt, staple right here. About to head to the gym, leg day. Give me a long one today, as they always are, but the fun ones. It's clean squats, rear foot elevated split squats, ooh. And then some good mornings, some accessories, so should be a fun one. But anyways, we're in tank top as always. From Gymshark code. Don't have a code. I wish. One day, we're going to speak it into existence. One day we'll be working with Gymshark, but I wear these tanks like every day. Super comfortable. Also, I pretty much wear all. My go-to fit is, as not a fits guy, I usually just wear all black with white socks, which seems to be a popular fit. So, but I like it. Anyways, good meal number 3. Kind of a weird time, and I ate like 2 hours ago, but because I'm going to work out at 2. Is either I eat again now and I'm not that hungry, or I'll probably get hungry mid-session. So to be honest, I'd rather be a little full when I lift rather than hungry. I hate like getting halfway through a workout or towards the end and being a little bit hungry. So it's good eating now, and it's a delicious meal. So can't go wrong with the old staples, the Greek yogurt, the granola, the honey. It's a key. All right, at the gym, just finished warming up, did some TKEs, Copenhagen planks, and then some single leg glute bridges, and then warm the shoulder up a little bit. Now we're getting into the jumps. So starting with these kneeling jumps, got 43 inches, new sets of 3, rapid extension, land and go. All right, getting into the leg day. So starting off with some kneeling jumps here. So this is my favorite jump variation of all time. Obviously the hurdle, try to use a hurdle if you can. If you can find any way to challenge yourself with height, I think it just drives intent so much more. You can obviously just do them in place, but with the hurdle, one, you get a metric to measure week to week. You can, obviously measure how high it is and then try to add an inch or whatever by the week, similar to how you would add 5 to 10 pounds to a lift, to really challenge yourself. But another thing with it, it really drives intent because you got a hurdle in front of you. You get a little nervous when you're looking at it, when you're on that kneeling position. Like, man, can I actually make this height here? And then that drives intent because you have put so much force into the ground. So sometimes we're just doing them in place, like even if you're jumping as high as possible, it's just maybe there's that little part of you where it's like, well, I'm not losing anything, if I miss this. Whereas with the hurdle, it's like, obviously you're not going to get hurt if you miss it. It's like a PVC pipe and a foam roller. Worst case scenario, you knock it over, but it does drive intent. It's like, all right, I want to get over this. So you really can challenge yourself, start building up the height. So find a hurdle setup, my classic one, the PVC pipe on the foam rollers. Can't go wrong with that. But maybe you got hurdles at your gym, maybe use boxes. You could use like a chair, anything you can sit your jump over. You could set up like a rack and put a barbell over that. You can find a way. Just find something to jump over, makes it more fun. Any sort of jump, hurdle variation, whether that's kneeling, seated, just challenges yourself, build up that height, get springy. So obviously jumps prior to lifting makes you feel good, get your power work in, and then get into some clean work. So cleans, trying to build my clean back up. It's definitely been a lift that I've been neglecting a little bit over the last couple of months. So really trying to focus on getting that back up. So I'm actually going to change things up a little bit. My main focus the next 3 months is strength and hypertrophy, and I want to get as strong as hell in my squat, bench, and clean. So trying to bring those back up by doing them twice a week. So what the game plan is, I'm actually going to move my cleans to my pull day, on my upper body pull day, and then on my shoulders and arms day. So instead of having to worry about squatting and cleaning the same day, just because all the, if I'm sprinting, jumping, squatting, and cleaning, it's just a lot of volume in one day. By the time you get to the squats, it's like you're definitely fried a little bit. And I've done it that way forever, but there are some days where it's like, okay, I feel fine, but some days it does catch up. So to avoid that and to get the best of both worlds, on my first day of the week, on the leg day, going to squat first. Second day of the week, on my push day, I'm going to focus on my bench. Third day of the week, on my pull day, back day, I'm going to do cleans first. And then fourth day, squats again with legs. Fifth day, bench again with chest and back. And then sixth day, cleans with shoulders and arms. So hitting them twice a week with a higher frequency. Really excited for it. Really want to get those lifts back up. And I got this progression plan for my cleans and squats from these other strength coaches that I'm excited to implement. Really want to build those back up. Have a good game plan with it, as those are the 3 key lifts for me. Cleans have always been, I know a lot of people obviously squat, bench, deadlift. Cleans have always been like my deadlift replacement. I never really cared about the conventional deadlift. I always wanted a big clean. So those are 3 that I always try to focus on and really try to build up. So I think that 2 time a week frequency will help a lot. With squatting, I've been doing them twice a week. I've always, like my whole life, I've always squatted twice a week, if not 3 times a week, just because this is my favorite movement. So today I actually did 4 sets of 6 with, it was like 85%, but I don't know, maybe my 1 rep max is a little lower than I think, because that's been something I've been trying to do. I was using for the longest time, like inflated. I was using my all-time 1 rep maxes for when I was like 20 pounds heavier, and I would get to like 85, 90%, and because it was so inflated, I kept messing around. So I actually brought it down to 90%, and that's kind of what I've been using for my training max, 90% of my all-time, just so I can get that volume in. So hopefully bring those lifts back up. My best all-time squats, 545, bench 405, clean 345. That was when I was a senior in college, so about 4 years ago. So I was probably about 215-ish, so like 17 pounds heavier. So if I could, by the end of this year, get back up to like a 530 squat, a 390 bench, and like a 335 clean, I'd be pretty happy if I can get close to those numbers. Obviously, I want to surpass my numbers eventually. My dream would be sub 200, hit like a 550 squat, 405 bench, and then like a 350 clean. But just got to keep working on it, get the strength back up there. And I think with my training, like I'll figure it out. Like maybe have to cut back on volume eventually, but we'll see what works. And that's the fun part of it. And then with these safety squat bar good mornings, this is my 4th week doing it. It's a new movement. Definitely feel a lot in the hamstrings, lower back, hamstrings, great for strength in that area. What I do with the hamstring training, I always do some sort of knee dominant and hip dominant movement. So your hamstrings, it crosses both your hip and knee joints. So when you're doing a hip dominant movement, that would be like an RDL or these good mornings or a back extension where it's really focused on that. And knee dominant would be any sort of like hamstring curl. Well, that's your seated, your glute ham raise, your lion hamstring curl. So I always try to hit both in each session. So day 1, this week I did an RDL and a seated hamstring curl on like the machine. And then this day I did a good morning and then a glute ham raise. So 2 great movements. You want to build a nice strong posterior chain. Hamstrings, glutes, so important for everything. Health, sprinting, jumping, just build your posterior chain. Can't go wrong with that. And then glute ham raises, if you have access to this, obviously great piece. But if not, you just use seated hamstring, lion hamstring curl, as obviously that's a good alternative to it. But with the training, obviously the leg day volume's kind of high. I like to keep it more like strength, power focused. I still do like some hypertrophy work, especially those rear foot elevated split squats and this stuff kind of hypertrophy focused, but it's definitely my upper body as a little higher volume as far as like reps. I always like keep my lower body very strength, power focused, try to get the best of both worlds, strength and size. So keeps it fun. But finish with these calf raises here, just single leg calf raise, holding on to something. You can hold a little weight in your hand if you need to. Try to get a full stretch in the calf, bring it down to the bottom, up on the top. All right, back from the gym a couple hours later, picked up this beauty. Went for Whole Foods. I know I said I need to stop splurging the Whole Foods, but this salmon is just so good. This paleo salmon, like 9 ounces, like 70 grams of protein. And then I'm a big 90-second rice guy. They're the easiest things in the world to make. Like the Uncle Ben's, or Ben's Original. You just pop them in, 90 seconds. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you make rice in bulk. It's so much easier that way. And then this butternut squash I got from Whole Foods with cranberries and onions. Super good. But put some macros. Finished right under 3,000 calories today. Protein, 250 grams of protein. So I've been right at like 3,000 each day pretty much. And I'm kind of like sitting, maintaining, again, tiny bit of a cut, but essentially just maintaining with this meal. But this salmon is just money. All right, gonna wrap the video up here. Appreciate everyone watching as always. Now, if you're interested in programs, kind of the way I like to train, I got a number of things. I got the Powerjacked training team, concurrent plan. I got 8-week set plans. I also do one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in any of that, I love writing workout plans. I love training. If you like the way I like to train, that's sprints, jumps, getting athletic, getting jacked, little bodybuilding, little athletic performance, best of both worlds. Let me know. But otherwise, let's keep getting after it. Stack those days, stack those weeks. They add up. And it's all worth it. Attack these next couple months. You got plenty of time. Don't get to January 1st saying, damn, I wish I started back in October. Make a small habit change now. Why not? Why not you? Let's go. We'll finish it off here. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.